This is Eric Erb Live. You can find me online at ericherblive.com. Also on youtube.com and Eric Erb Live. You can hunt for it, but I'm on there. And then, of course, on SoundCloud now. That's soundcloud.com/Eric Erb Live. And right here on Anchor. That's anchor.fm. Anchor.fm/Eric Erb Live. And last but not least, of course, I'm on Spreaker. That's Spreaker.com/Eric Erb Live. Like, share, subscribe if you like this podcast. Okay, let's get right into the news here. Again, this is brought to you by naturalhealth365.com. Naturalhealth365.com. And the article today reads in the headlines, Scandal, Florida COVID testing labs are overinflating the positive results. You know, folks, everybody out here listening to this, I've been saying this and saying this and saying this and saying this on my other channel, the Eric Erb Show Live. I've been saying this on other podcasts over and over and over and over and over. The numbers are inflated down here. I live here in Central Florida, of course, close to Orlando, and it's the mentality down here in Florida sometimes is they want to hurry up, and they don't care about stuff. In this particular case, they're overinflated because someone, hint, hint, wink, wink, someone has told them to inflate the numbers to make sure that the economy keeps crashing here in the state of Florida. Well, Governor DeSantis and President Trump get along very, very well. In case you haven't seen it, they do get along very, very well. Trump likes DeSantis, and DeSantis likes Trump. They go together like a hand and glove. DeSantis basically was told from President Trump to get the economy back open, get the state back open, get kids to school, get people back to work. So that's what Governor DeSantis did, open up the state, and lo and behold, we have all the cases. Well, lo and behold, most of these testing laboratories throughout the state, most of the testing laboratories are reporting almost 100% positive for the coronavirus. And you ask yourself, how the hell can that be? Well, it can only be one way. If you go in for a test and everybody that walks in walks out positive for the coronavirus COVID-19. That's how. And somebody say, geez, Eric, that's impossible. They can't be doing it. Oh, yes, they can. Yes, they can. You got to understand out there, folks, people don't like President Trump. The establishment, and this is Rhino Republicans and the Democrats, do not like President Trump. They would rather, if they could, throw him in a ditch somewhere and bury him and never have to see him or deal with him again. They can't stand him. They'll do anything to get him out of office. And down here in the state of Florida, again, I'm in Central Florida, there are a lot of people on the left that don't like Governor DeSantis. Now, I think Governor DeSantis, for the most part, he's a military, and I salute him. He's did his service in the military, an officer, by the way. Highly educated. I think he's made a couple bad calls, but other than that, I'm not going to condemn the man. Should an election come up here in a few years when he runs again, I might actually vote for him again. So far, Florida has been okay. We do have our problems. COVID's killed a lot of businesses down here in the state of Florida. COVID's killed a lot of jobs down here in the state of Florida. But again, a lot of this shit is being made up because the tests are being exaggerated. Now, let me get back to the article, naturalhealth365.com here. Let me read a little bit of the article here before we get on to other things here. Let me just go to the article. Okay, naturalhealth365.com is where I'm pulling this information and the article. It said, if we are to believe the latest Florida COVID-19 stats, then in the Sunshine State is currently having a major spike Like in SARS-CoV-2 infections, by the way, other states are reportedly having COVID spikes, including Pennsylvania, Texas as well. While we won't speculate on how or why the spikes are occurring, we do feel duty-bound to report some shocking COVID results and allegations coming out of the Florida lab. And let me get to them things right here. For starters, what do you think happens when a COVID testing lab only reports positive COVID test results? That's right. The rate of corona cases gets severely skewed by calculated information. See, again, as I was saying, folks, they're twisting the information. And while they're twisting the information, the worst thing about it is you almost think that the whole entire state, your perception if you're in another state, you would think the whole entire state has COVID so bad, you walk out the door, almost every other person out of 22 million population down here in Florida has the COVID-19 virus. And that's just not true. That's just not true at all. According to some officials, along with outright fake COVID test is exactly what's happening. The COVID scandal rocking Florida, state labs allegedly cooking the books over SARS-CoV-2 results. Here again, this is very jaw-dropping, and again, hundreds of COVID labs in Florida supposedly had 100%. And their test results back positive. This dated back to July 11th. These positive results accounted for over a third of the new cases reported in a day. I don't know if you folks remember, been keeping up with the news. We had one day, they claimed that there was almost like 11,500 some odd cases, all within a day or 24-hour period of time or something like that, which is damn near impossible. Now, if you had an outbreak of a real virus, if you had something like a severe Ebola strain, or God heaven forbid I even say this on the air, something like a bubonic plague, which back, I believe, in the 12th century killed about 40% of Europe. If anybody knows their history, the bubonic plague just went through and wiped people out. And back then they didn't have science or medical, they didn't have the tools to be able to deal with something like that. But again, check your history. If it was something, again, like the bubonic plague, I could understand. People are going to sleep and not waking up. Their insides and their organs are starting to fail. These are all signs of the bubonic plague. But again, all these numbers are cooked. We have nothing like that down here in the state of Florida. I've been saying that to a lot of family and friends. I've even said that to a lot of family and friends up north in Michigan, that they're cooking the books down here. This shit is all fake. There is a certain percentage. Now, with older people, in a certain percentage, I do throw up a red flag, and I do say there is an exception. People that have weak immune systems, people that have maybe chronic asthma, people that have the older people, not to pick on older people, but the elderly, the very weak and very frail, that have a very they don't have a very good immune system at all. Now, these are the people that could get COVID-19. These are the people that could die very easily. They could die. They could get COVID-19. It did turn into a pneumonia. Once you're on a respirator, I'm just going to say that, and the respirator is breathing for you, you're pretty much done. Okay? You heard me say that. You're pretty much done. The human body breathes at a different rate and a different pattern. These respiratory machines, these respirators, if you will, that they put people on are cycled to run different, to make the lungs, they got the tubes down your throat to make the lungs pump and make the lungs breathe, expand, and contract at a different rate than the body is used to. But most people that are on respirators don't come back. Once you have COVID-19, once you have coronavirus, it's all but over. But again, those are the very very minute select few people that once they get this, they might not come back from that. But it's a very, very small minority. And I know Florida's a retirement state. I came down here, obviously, when I'm much younger. Now I'm well over 50 now. But again, we're talking about a small population of out of the 22 million people that live here in the state of Florida. You have to understand that what's going on here. You know, this scandal is begging for press coverage. Florida COVID testing labs reported, again, 100% positive test results today, and the state reported 3,528 tests. That's 34% of today's 10,000 new cases. Without the percent positive, it would fall from 12.6% to 8.7%. And they were quoting that a person named Rebel Cole was reporting that back on July 11th. That's working for the state. So again, all these state results and state tests, everybody's walking in, folks, they're all positive. And you would say, well, I didn't know I had that. Well, me neither. For middle 50 or and someone in their middle 50s, I'm running around. I'm halfway decent. I have energy. I have strength. I have energy and different things like that. Somebody would say, well, maybe you have it too, Eric. Well, could be. But I seriously doubt it. Again, the unbelievable deception, COVID-19 testing. The fake COVID-19 testing is being reported. Like many, many, many people, the blatant dishonesty among the state and local officials, for example, in addition to reporting only positive test results, some labs are allegedly pumping out fake COVID test results for people who weren't even tested, folks. And this is what I'm saying. This is where I lose my mind down here. This is where, excuse my language coming up here, this is where I lose my fucking mind down here in the state of Florida. This shit, again, is made up. People are nuts down here. Again, this is all an agenda to keep, because the Florida economy, I don't know if you folks know anything around the state and everybody listening here on the podcast, Florida economy normally is pretty damn good. Just like the state of Texas, that's why they're hitting hard out there in Texas as well. Texas economy, I'll be honest, is pretty damn good. Same with Florida economy. Normally it's halfway decent anyway, I'll say that. Right now it's not doing good, again, due to COVID and the COVID scare and the media and the fake bullshit and the fake press with these numbers. But it just keeps going on and on and on. Again, it's to a bigger plan to whereby if they crash the state economy, Ron DeSantis, the governor here, crashes, the state economy crashes, Trump fails, Trump won't carry the state, Joe Biden carries the state, a win, a W in the Democrat category, Joe Biden wins. Again, Florida's a much needed state coming up in the 2020 elections in November. You have to understand and think bigger. And somebody, I have people saying, oh, Eric, you're full of shit, you're crazy, blah, 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 blah. No, the plan is much bigger than that. It's about a democratic takeover. I mean, you see what's going on in the United States. Down in the state of Minneapolis, Minnesota, they want to do away with the police. Are you out of your friggin' mind? And we don't want any of that crap, any of that bullshit down here in Central Florida. We don't want any of that bullshit, period, in the whole state of Florida, okay? We don't need that. We get along just fine. You idiots coming from other states, you liberal idiots coming from other states because you sank your state, people coming from Chicago, people coming from California, all you liberal fucking idiots coming from all these other states, okay? You can fuck up your own state, but don't come down here bringing your nasty damn habits and fuck up the state of Florida. We don't need your shit. We don't want your shit down here. We've got enough problems handling the idiots that are already here, okay? And there's a lot of them. Obviously, with the COVID-19, the fake plandemic, and the fake numbers that are going around that are scaring everybody. Kids can't go to school. Nobody can do anything. Everybody's like hiding in the closet, even though here in the state of Florida, we're unique. We might hide in the closet and then skip out to the beach on the weekend, so that's how it is. We follow, the people of Florida here are different. They follow a beat to their own drum. So you can take that as it will, take that as you will. Decipher that, figure that out on your own. But people here in Florida, again, they go to a beat of a different drum. That's just how it is down here in Florida. It always has been. I've been down here 18 years. It's always has been that way long before I arrived. It'll always be that way long after I'm long gone. It's just a culture. It's just a way of life down here. Totally different than the rest of the United States. Okay, this is Eric Erb from Eric Erb Live. You can find me online at ericherblive.com. And, of course, soundcloud.com/Eric Erb Live. And then, of course, Spreaker. That's Spreaker.com/Eric Erb Live. And also right here on Anchor, that's anchor.fm, anchor.fm/Eric Erb Live. Like, share, subscribe if you like this podcast. I'm out of here.